Gobble, 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 gobble. Tea time, tea time, tea time. What's up, my red buddies? RF is back, boys. They're back to making flat tracking highways like in the 2019 days. They just brought it all back, bro. Oh, man. So, we're going to be doing a review, a rant on the 2024 RF RedBud track. So, yeah, let's just say fuck it to all the last 5 years of the progression of these tracks when they were making the ruts bigger and making the berms bigger. You know what? Nobody wants that. Screw that, bro. Let's just go back to 2019 where the ruts are about 1/3 of the size that they should be, and let's just put the smooth tool on 69,000 and go in here and smooth everything out. RF, what are you doing, bro? Boys, I can't make this shit up. I wish I was. I mean, I'm getting too old for this shit, man. RF is still, they just still can't figure it out, bro. They gave you all that pre-made last year, and now they're just going backwards. Hell yeah, bro. No berms. Where the hell is all the berms? They just took them away. I mean, it's just like, bro, come on, man. See, this is what I was getting at back in the day. Whenever I was trying to explain this thing where a lot of you guys have gotten real tricked up about, you think that the Erode system on MX Simulator is like RF just trying to make the game better, like it's just all about the betterment of the game, when in reality, they're just wanting to go in there and beta test a terrain deformation system. You see, it's never been about making the game better. It's all about, let's see what kind of goofy ass shit we can do with these tracks to try to make the Erode system, 1% better. That's what it always has been about. And some of you guys, if you don't understand that now, I don't know what else is gonna prove it to you. Are you guys starting to understand how RF literally cares more about the Erode system than they do about the game itself? They care more about the Erode system than they do about making a good track. I don't know how much more proof of that you need. This is literally some 2013 level track design right here. These ruts are not even close to being as big as they should be. These berms are not, there is no berms. What, talk about they're not big enough, there is no berms. Oh man, like, this is what I was talking about whenever I would say things like, the Erode system is going to end up causing more problems for this game than it ever would benefit the game. Because if there was no Erode system, RF wouldn't even be able to get away with making a track this shitty in the game. It wouldn't even be possible. But the fact that there's this Erode system over here in the background, it basically just gives them free reign to make no ruts, tiny ruts, invisible ruts, flat tracking highways. I mean, they could literally make the track as shitty as they want to, and they're just going to use the excuse of, well, we're doing it to make the Erode system better. Well, it'll make the Erode better, bro. Are you starting to see all that now? And it's like, it was one thing, RF, making the flat tracking highway micro rut simulator back in 2019. I felt like a lot more people were sort of giving them a free pass back then because that was when they first started bringing the Erode system to the game. But now we're all the way to 2024, and they already brought back all the pre-made last year in 2023. you can't go backwards at this point, RF. Like, what are you doing? It's like you're giving us the pre-made and then you're taking it away. And then you're giving us the pre-made and then you're taking it back away. Bro, you're not testing the Erode system anymore. The Erode system has been in this game for 7 years now, bro. What the hell are you still testing? If you're still having to change the pre-made to this level, then the Erode system simply does not belong in this game. Period. Point blank, brother. What, like, how the hell are you still testing this shit 7 years later, bro? Oh my god. Oh my pastrana, bro. I honestly thought their Southwick track was just like a fluke, like, oh, they just fucked up Southwick, but, you know, they'll get back on track, because honestly, their High Point track was actually decent this year. I know it was decent last year as well, but, you know, they didn't just go in there and totally mess up the High Point this year, or even the Hangtown this year. I do feel like they messed up Fox Raceway, and they messed up, you know, Southwick, obviously, but how the hell do you go from last year's RedBud, where you had, you know, big outside berms where you could carry the speed around, multiple line options, you know, bigger ruts. How the hell do you go from that back to this? I'm just telling you right now, RF, dudes are not going to roll with this. Dudes are not going to like this. And I know guys have already been blowing up your Discord all over the place, and you're getting all mad defensive and shit like you always do. Like, well, fuck it. We'll just quit putting ruts on the track entirely. You know, RF has never been able to take criticism from day one. Okay, hence the when I got banned just for talking about how unprofessional they were and all the little, you know, spastic temper tantrums all the RF boys have had with any sort of video that I've made just spitting the truth on them, okay? There has been 6,000 or 9,000 examples of this in the past, all right? So if you start to criticize RF for simply just making a worse track than last year's RedBud, they'll start freaking out and they'll start saying, you don't respect us in the game, bro. If it wasn't for us, there wouldn't even be, this game wouldn't even still be alive. I don't know, RF. Kind of looks to me like you're trying to kill the shit, bro. I'm just being honest with you. When the hell are you gonna wake up? Oh, I know what it is. You just can't accept the fact that in the 2023 days, you almost had your tracks back to a 2017 level pre-made, and you were almost getting back to that point where the Erode system was just becoming kind of pointless because you already had the ruts in the corner. They were big enough. You were almost back to that point where you would basically prove all the stuff that you were doing for the last 5 years to be completely pointless. So instead of going down the road of making your pre-made bigger and bigger and bigger to where you would have taken it all the way back to a 2017 day style track, aka how it's supposed to be made, you just couldn't do that. So your better solution was to let's make all the pre-made smaller again so that we don't prove that we were wrong about the Erode system in the pre-made this entire time. That's what's actually going on here. It's literally like RF would rather sacrifice making a good track just to make sure they can still run the Erode level way too fucking high. That's been their fantasy from day one. They just have to run it really high. And the problem is when they start to make bigger and bigger pre-made, you get to that sort of point where the two things conflict each other, where you're either going to have to start lowering the deformation level or you have to start lowering the pre-made level. You see, and RF's never going to lower the deformation level, even if it means making bullshit ass tracks like this that look like they were made back in 1995. Okay? You see my whole point here? RF has been completely blinded by this Erode system from the very introduction of it. And y'all boys can miss me with all that. You just don't like it because you're not good at it. Spencer just doesn't like it because he can't figure it out. You might want to shut the fuck up with that, because I just got a podium in the 450 class in Supercross this year with the Erode system, bro. Oh, damn. Y'all can't say that anymore. Oh, bro. Oh, man. Finished less than a second off a second, and like finished 4 seconds off of winning in the highest possible class in this game with the Erode system on. So I don't want to hear that bullshit no more. I don't want to hear you say Spency boy sucks at Erode anymore. I don't want to hear about this Erode shit was better for the game ever again. Not even when they say, and Spency, tell them again.